guess part 2 of our video. So this is probably a common sight for a lot of people, except mine didn't blow. Some Geminis in particular have pretty frequent head gasket failures. With this one, surprisingly not. I pulled the head off, as you will know. We dropped the valve by accident, which is a bit of a bummer, but is what it is. Gave me an opportunity to give this a bit of a clean up and we're going to go brand new head gasket and a few other bits and pieces. I needed half moons and a new, whatever you want to call it, gasket anyway. So get that all cleaned up nice and putting back together. Check this out though. Michael chucked the head in the parts washer. It looks pretty damn smick. So here's the valve we lost. He's back again. Back for another hiding. But yeah, it looks sweet. So these are the 2 new valves. We'll do these 2 next, then these 2, then these 2. But I want to try and get this all cleaned up before we do any further work. Here's the naughty ball joint. As you can see, fucking munted. What's going on here? Seems to be a bit low at the front. Oh, fucking sick camber, bro. Oh wait, the ball joint's fucking shit itself. Really pissed off about that because I think I worked out they're about 5k, like 5,000 k's old. So not even that bad, but just anyway. I'll keep cleaning up the head, and face, and deck, and maybe clean up all that old yuck on the side of it. Keep plodding along, do a few other bits and pieces, so this will look all sweet. I'm pretty pumped to get this thing going. The deck of the block's nice and clean now, so I figured I'd throw the head on and have a bit of a squiz, see if I can put the valve in on my own, but it keeps dropping down, which is a bit of a bugger. Pain in the fucking ass, really. So I need it to sit up, so I might have to work out a way of getting that so it pushes itself back up again. Then we'll have to do for today, I think. Running out of daylight again. Just another day. Hey everyone, we're going to get back into this today. That's day number 3. Elkin's coming around. I'm just doing a quick service on it, so I bought some fresh new oil and all sorts of stuff, new plugs, new filters. So I'm going to give it a quick service before we go any further. Everything is pretty much as I left it last night. I haven't had time to jump out and do anything. Did buy this breaker bar though. That's kind of cool. Elkin will be here soon, so we'll rip right into it as soon as he gets here. So we're hoping to have the head down and the valves done today at the very least. Hopefully we get to the next point where we can start putting the cam in and bolts and all that other stuff and actually put the gasket in and bolt it back together. So we can get it all done and focus on the brakes and tuning and all the other bizzo that goes along with these sort of things. So yeah, it should be cool. So I got one valve spring out of my own, as you can see. I meant to mention that we're doing the stem seals as well, because they're looking a bit... They're not sad, but you know how it is. Like, fuck, may as well just do it. I've discovered that the collets are quite mischievous. So we actually lost one the other day, which we found. It was sitting on the cross member, basically where my finger is, but straight down. Which is funny because I tried to find it without taking everything off, and then everything sort of ended up here, so it came off anyway. But yeah, they kind of launch. Anyway, I'm just waiting for Elkin to rock up, and I'll do the other springs. But I've set this one up and done the whatever that thing's called, valve stem seal. So we've done them on these 2 as well. So I don't know if you can really see or not. It's a bit hard. It's got a fresh one in there. And then this fella here, you can tell that one is black and these ones are like a brownie colour. Is that what they are from factory, or that's just that the oil turns them that colour? Anywho, not much else. It's run out of oil, which is good, so clean all that excess gasket shit off as well at some stage. So I'll chuck the sun plug back in and put the oil filter on. Actually, you know what'd be really sick? Does anybody... or can anybody hook us up with some sort of remote oil filter device for these? Why I ask is because I've got this sick clamp thing. I'll show you. This one jigger here. Now, last time, when I first did the first service on this motor, I don't know who had done it. The oil filter was like welded on there, and Lockie, who doesn't watch these videos because he's too good to watch Bucket Industries and just sit up in his Brisbane home and complain, the pair of us couldn't get it off. So I ended up getting that clamp thing, and this was before the cool sway bar was in as well, but it just, like, the clamp smacks the sway bar. I can get around it, but if someone has a, I don't know, remote filter like an SR21, or if an SR21 will work or something like that, can you let me know? Like, I don't want you to give me one, I'll buy one. It's make life a hell of a lot easier to get the oil filter off without smashing the sway bar or having a ghetto rig something. Anyway, Genius has started doing his mowing, but this is basically how you, like, the valve stem silly. This one looks way better than the last one did. I don't know if this is the right way of doing things, but this is how we're going to do it. So I'll just give him a bit of it. Off it goes, and the valve's gone. So that's half the advantage of apparently doing it with the head on. The idea is when it's on properly, from what I've read, when the head's on properly, you're supposed to do it with the cylinder up or whatever it is, so the valve doesn't drop out like it. Oh wow, it's gone the whole way. But yeah, I'll just replace the thingamajig now and clicks it on. Done. This is for Greg's benefit. He was asking how this works. Hopefully we don't lose the spring. Got him. There we go. New valve stem. Off camera, finish this all off. So now we have brand new heavy duty valves, brand new valve stem seals, and they're all seated in there nice and snug. What a pain in the ass job that was. I think when I eventually build the motor that will be the last motor this coupe will get, I'm gonna buy a proper tool. The one Andrew letting us work, it's just a bit of a bitch to try and get lined up, set up, and there's a bit of a trick to it. Once you get the trick, it works really well, but yeah, just a bit of a pain in the ass. But you manage with what you have, and I'm more than appreciative of him lending it to us. So yeah, pretty cool. First time I've ever done this, so if it's the wrong way of doing it, well, that's how it happens. We're hard pressed for time, actually. We're going to try and get this all, at least the head and everything, back on tonight, because there's a storm coming tomorrow, and I can't really, like, because the other cars are in the garage, I can't really swap them over. And then I forgot about the fact that I still haven't done this, so I might drop that off to a shop tomorrow and get it done. Bit of a unnecessary expense, but it might just get that done quicker. So back into it again for another day. It's Saturday now, so we may be a little behind. The good news is, well, sort of good news, not bad news. Maybe bad news for you. Unfortunately, we just smashed it out and didn't get time to film the rest of the process, but I'm happy to talk through if anyone ever needs to know now that I know how to do it. You can see we sort of jumped ahead a little bit. So the rod cover's just sitting on there. Or maybe it's not just sitting on there. I just finished putting the inlet on, which, if you got a Gemini, other than those two underneath bolts, it's pretty easy to put back on, so you didn't really miss much. Exhaust is on, new gaskets. Weather's gone to complete shit in Canberra. Like, it may not look like it, but it's pretty dismal. So I can only do so much because I don't want this tree in my engine. You can see here, so we've set all the things down. The rocker gear is down properly is what I'm trying to say. We timed it up as good as we can get. As you can see here, we pretty much bang in line with the notch that we had before. The mark on the chain's gone around because we've rotated to make sure the cam seems fine. We still got to do the valve lash. As you can see, we haven't completely set all that yet. We've done the first two, which are what I've got here just for reference. According to Crocams, the inlet, there we go, is 0.008 and the exhaust is 0.012. So I've done these two like that. We'll just keep doing them until we get where we need to be. But I'll just finish them off this morning and go from there. Well, in typical Canberra weather fashion, it's pouring rain again. I'm going to call it for the moment. We'll hopefully get, like, I've got a couple, like, I forgot to do 2 inlet bolts. I just went over and did a spanner check over all of them and did the bottom 2. So then all done. I'll wait for the rain to cross. It's supposed to rain all week, but if it rains like this, like intermittently, I can probably get away with it. But last night it was pretty heavy. There's plenty to be done, which concerns me a bit because that track day's less than 3 weeks away, I think now. And the fucking demon child, mistress, whatever you want to call her, still fucked. I don't know what's wrong with it. You would have seen in the video, I thought it was the torque tube, but in one of the videos, if Matt puts it together, it's going to be a short one because it's just me just being angry the whole time. It's not the torque tube. We think it might be the unis, but the tail shaft is really hard to get out, so I can't even do that. Anyway, I'll wrap it up for now and see if I can get some more done later. Welcome to day 4 or 5 or 8 or 9 or 21 of doing a few performance upgrades in my coupe. The rain's held off today, which is good. It's actually not a bad-ish day, like this sky. But I am going to get everything bolted up this afternoon before it starts again. So like the radiator hoses, the fuel lines, the brake hoses, all that sort of stuff. I won't put the radiator in yet because it's given us a bit of distance to crank the motor over if we need to. So just going to do a whole bunch of that sort of stuff for now. Elkin's going to rock up. We're going to finish the... Fuck, I can never get this right. The tappets adjustment, I'll get that finished. A few other odds and ends. Make sure I might run some water through it just to make sure there's no leaks. Check all the hose fittings and hose clamps and everything again, just to make sure they're all sweet. And then go from there. Hopefully it's not far off. I've got to put the battery on charge because I keep fucking forgetting because I'm an idiot. So, fingers crossed we'll get this finished today because we've got to start on Michael's coupe. Make sure it's all sweet to race. I think I always say this, but he never does, and he's going to get sad that I've said this, but Liam will be heading over, so we'll probably do his tappets as well because he was complaining they're a bit noisy. And seeing as if I'll know how to do them on this one, I should be alright to do it on his. This is going to be the most longest drawn out film clip we've done, just taking so damn long. That's modifying cars in your backyard, I suppose, when it's not a business or you don't do it full time or don't have access to hoists and so on. So Liam just rocked up. Elkin's checked everything. And now we're going to fire it up for the first time to see how it goes and bed the cam in. So if Liam turns the key, no throttle. Maybe I'll do the throttle, hang on. Okay. need to go those tappets again.
You'll do it after that.
Yeah.
So you need to rev it and hold it there for 20 minutes.
Give it up to... Sounds pretty hectic, doesn't it?
I like.
Rev it up for me.
Yeah, nice.
Not just about 2 grand.
Let's touch that.
Bit more. Alright, stop. It'll sit there on its own now. Because the return spring snapped. Yeah.
So that's accurate. Nice.
Anyway, there's no point me holding the camera for 20 minutes, but we're going to bed the cam in. Liam's going to haul himself out.
They call it a bucket for a reason, eh?
And we'll be back. Whoops. So while Liam was here, we figured we'd do his rockers as well, valve clearances.
Righto, you do the other side, I'll go on.
So which ones did you just do?
I did the 4.
4 that are open at the moment.
That one.
Back 2
that one.
and the in, yep.
That one. That one. So you need to do 3
That one.
exhaust, 2 intake, 1
And inlet.
exhaust and inlet.
Alright, I'll see you when you get back.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, Amy.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye. What are you doing?
This seems to be a common occurrence, me going, oh, we're gonna get all this shit done, and then fucking... So, we're pretty good. As you can, like the video shows, it's very pleasing when the thing fires up straight away after having all this shit done to it. The worst problem is, besides the fact the stupid camera wouldn't record, is the gasket didn't seal properly, and it pissed oil all over the bloody thing. So I'm really angry that it's now covered in oil, but I'm also trying to get the gasket to seal properly. So I've made this jig to try and press it down. It's actually sitting on some aviation gasket maker. So I'm hoping it'll seal and be all sweet, because we are now this close to having the thing running sweet. I also need a spring. So the spring for the return spring on the carby snapped in half. I don't know if we've recorded that bit or not, but it's off and broken, and I'll have to fix that. So Liam's gone home to get me another one now that we've done his tappets, which he just confirmed are a lot better than they were before. So for another day, we are pretty much done for the night. That's it. Day 167 of a 10-minute job. Heaps of good news though. Aside from the hailstorm, I should have filmed it. Well, that was fucked. Just went through a hailstorm. Everything is wet, including me. Garage, everything flooded. Check this out. Thank fuck I had this on there. No damage though. And it's fucking cold as. Bedded the cam in. Neighbours probably hate me even more than they normally do, so anyway, I bolted everything that wasn't bolted together, got myself a new radiator cap. I don't know what happened to the other one, but I was using this busted old shit that was in the toolbox from who knows how long ago. It's all seeming pretty good. If the ball joint was together, which I'm hoping to sort of take care of this evening or tomorrow, in theory it should actually be ready to drive. Does sound, got a nice little bit of overlap there with the new cam in it. I haven't had it at full stink. A bit worried about things and, you know, fresh head gaskets and stuff, so we'll re-torque the head, redo the tap adjustment, check a few things. The carb, I don't know if I've ever said anything, when we discovered Nicky's was shit, We put this Weber on, and Lockie, who doesn't subscribe to our channel because he's a shit cunt, he gave me this one. I've said it before, it's a 3236 Weber, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it's a mystery Weber. So he pulled it off a bench in his garage or wherever the hell it came from. I swapped him for some wheels or something, or a fave, I can't remember what it was. But the jets in it, I mean, I could pull them out and have a look, but the jets in it are pretty mystery. It's never been a bad thing, like it's pretty well balanced. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to worry about it now. It's pretty well balanced for what it is. I would assume that it was probably jetted for a 2 litre or something. Does run a little rich. It'll leave a little bit of a typical Gemini puddle of soot behind it when it's warming up, but doesn't blow smoke or anything like that. That's pretty much it for now. Bolt it all back together. Get this fiasco done. That's it. We'll come back soon with more good news. So, well, in typical Canberra fashion, it's fucking shit for weather. As you might know, I'm sitting in the bucket and that's it idling behind me, or around me I suppose. We're off to Dynatune in Mitchell to get it checked over, possibly tuned. Everything seems pretty good. I just did a lap of the block. Wheel bearing seems okay. Seems to want to idle. I need to... Liam gave me a return spring, but it doesn't seem to fit, so I'm hoping old mate can sort of retrofit it or whatever. But yeah, I'll drive it over now and see how we go. Fingers crossed it'll be sweet. So I cheated a little bit. I was going to video while it was being brought back or picked up or whatever, because I did do one when I was driving, or driving away from here. But the good news is the coupe's back home. It made it home. It made it home in one piece. The bad news is Canberra weather's still fucking shit house. It's raining, miserable, which is sometimes excellent with a, you know, lightweight car and a locker, if you can read between the lines behind that. But look, Dynatune Mitchell in Canberra did a really good job with this. Thankfully, to their credit, they did what I asked them to, but to our credit, they didn't have to do very much. The Weber on it, as you can see, it's still there, because Weber is good and Nicky is for the bin. It's needed a new accelerator pump, which I had no idea about. A couple other little knickknacks they fixed up. But yeah, it's going sweet. I'm pretty keen to get on Wakefield and see how this goes now. I dialed it in pretty, I wouldn't say hard, but you know, I rolled it out in 3rd gear and it'll sit at 6.5 without any problem. The biggest problem was speed limit and running out of road, so kept to the speed limit, let it off, and I'll give it a proper test shakedown, which will film in the car at Wakefield. Again, by the time that this video is out, everyone will know, you know, what would happen, what's happened, and it's working now. Flip the thing over. Yeah, so everything's as it was. You wouldn't even know, but very happy with it. It's job done, success for now. Overall, yeah, I'm pretty happy. So there you have it. Couple of hacks, got the job done. Now we wait for Wakefield next week.